Police invite Sarkodie over stolen car. Na yene ni lawyer ni enkomo anapay lawyer Moses Foa Amoaning ejina homa ye nyuntuni rapper Sarkodie. Lawyer mo akwa baba need 100.9 so.
Akwesi me chia woni wetiefo nya.
Tiefo adwo se na mpo mu e.
Oh, adwuma na eguso na de me ya ne se need for Sarkodie case mo start reporting ya cho ana wonya we.
Mbacho
me ya na man frame bisa na mo air report na wi ade ye di fufuo na gyan ave wo be phrase ye mary odompe ana
to de bi so
manu se atosiri kaka na wo
be to de bi anchechiem no nso ye se sa bre no na ye nyaunti anope kra ye bre kra nsa na ye nyaun
no that almost that some catch wo so we the mumu but on the news when they started reporting on Tuesday afternoon now that time no cry now I don't think we had even gone to the headquarters at all when we started or more report. I think that for a mainstream media like yours, when you have news of that nature, you check and cross-check. Is that not the key word? Those are the key words in broadcast journalism.
Sure.
If you will call out, say, because you want to be the others. In the end, you will find that you got the story wrong. Graphic, let me give you an example. We graphic now, they also got the news from the police. But being the real professionals that they are, and also they have some respect for me in the media. So they said, no, we can't take this one-sided story. So they called, and you can see that we have responded. Into a beer of the kind, it shows a balance. Because you're dealing with somebody's image. And I mean,
Bacho ai sanity.
That's young cause minya keto.
Bacho ye anu aton chen no yen hwe eye assemblity na yen nchemu but me kwaso kra na ya kwedu gusu abu mani o se da bi wono nya agin ya oka no.
Lawyer, good morning no.
Good morning my dear.
Wadaroma ye network ne miensa nyina ye nye ne kase boso nti de o ma information ama wrong information enra wia mom na enra wia na entertainment review na ebobo ba wo so. Eti ye news network ne miensa nyina so ye carry the news item yet Wadaroma.
Oh, I see. We are sure say Neat FM and can be about this issue because it was his uncle who had it on Neat FM.
Wadaroma there be the tiane say ye despite brand no e strong nti say radio nkete ka bibia na mpie kura na obi tin ho ka.
Okay, but
the lawyer we going to show what can I but I will cross check to be sure because I was told by the uncle and the mummy that it was Neat FM. But I will cross check. I trust you and I would not doubt your credibility. So, me check here. Say you omu didi wo won kwanse mu a na mama aswati.
But who can say the mama ma un clear bibi kakra mai because asem way enra penny ati say pio.
Well, as I said, it was Tuesday. I suspected something like this. Well, you know, I'm an experienced media person.
Yeah.
So who called me? I think somebody called and said, oh, he has said the story. And then later, the family, the mommy, I saw the mommy calling my number. So I was doing something. I called back to Auntie Emma, and then she said, well, this is what the brother, a little bit of a panic for the family because they were wondering why that sort of thing will happen. Let me, because I'm sure you know, those of you who are in Taba, they are a very close-knit family who are God-fearing, and so it strikes them as strange when say he's stolen. It's a big thing for them as a family. So it was a bit, but I'm giving you the sequence of events on Tuesday. Now, alone and the uncle was saying that it was Neat FM, but I will cross-check. Don't worry. I mean, I will find out exactly which station it is. But we got the information live that it was one of the, stations that was reported. But if Ajoyebo deny it, that's fine. That's cool. It's not a problem. I trust you guys. You're very experienced, so I will not doubt your credibility.
But your senior story is here. You na yencheche because ebi obi so fina what na one so an kai that same information oh yes Sarkodie akwa wiaka. But asam no say pa.
Oh, akwesi de wo mu an say so nim say mrantie de isi so anya mrantie ko o card de it is a necessity. And Michael grew up in Tama. He has lots of friends. And so I think 2013, I think getting to the end. And who say na danfo bia omunya no omo grow. The friend Ishmael is it out Amponsa or so I'll check the name Ishmael Amponsa. The popular name is Papa. Now you US. It will who say oh infinity wa on him mrantie no dey ball life. And you know, my young brother-in-law said, okay, well, he might be interested in it. It is, to cut a long story short, he gave him the documents to go and register, or the original documents in Anamikrani in our Krami. Nipakra, yeah, due to your friend Dominic Affo. But you see, in terms of transfer of documents and card, the owners will be the car bar, or to be the documents, no man one can talk about transfer, or troll letter to so. So, all the documents, Michael, and he really didn't need that because he's got a number of cars. We are boasting, but he didn't really need it urgently, so he didn't register it. Now, in 20, same way, now a person was signing on a new artist, so he decided to register the car. Enti odema enipa mienu bi wo hose wo mun ko register man. Omu do DVL once you know the procedure no. We say the you know omu bank or omu SEFs no omu immigration, a lot of officials there. It do SEFs for no and SEFs for no omu system, so they check and realize say the car had been tagged. Police focus tagged. I say be assembly abaho enti you know they can't allow you to register. Enti na me say nkofo no omu duma omu no Omo tes asem no ye ka so omo ntwen but omo say asem aba nti yenko kan kire Sarkodie say na ba. So they reported the matter to Michael, and naturally because I'm his lawyer, I do all the legal matters for him, and we are very close. I mean, I saw Michael grow up. He's just a wonderful kid. So he called and said he was coming home. Delay kakra ba to do me ha on was it Monday or so? Monday, yeah. It was late. We have to go and follow up and find out what actually is happening. It's Tuesday, and I'm in the Simu Pampampa, I called DVLA. I showed a lot of respect. No self officials. And Wakazo will say, na bana, what tree on fire, or the letter, I post for the Troy and Bajo air still.
Bajo you, what air?
Or train letter, I post for no Troba in 2013. I think it was signed by one Apia Dakwa. Or throw a letter and say, it will be a petition, homo say, car, some be about so will be register, or Muma police for Nasunti. Yes, you original document. Just a million or so. We know the normal procedure is that you then go to the police CID headquarters. Now, they even have a new unit, a front auto theft unit. In fact, I've been practicing for the last 10 to 30 years. It was not there, but when I inquired, they said it was put in place in 2011. Now, IGP not the buy and Medanas is a good outfit. It's like car theft, so you need a bit of technical knowledge in that area.
Yeah.
So you see, mu pampan a call no police for no fine, and you tell me sent you cry about. In fact, Michael Kwapu there went from I asked him to sit in because of this publicity thing. It's a focus or could be same and so will be the petition about Nipakono statement. Your friend Dominic Affo or so will be the relative your friend Ishmael Amponsaya, your friend Papa or fan a car or call who baby a walk. And he will say, and you know, this cannot be the case because we have the documents was given to us and there was nothing fishy about what had happened. Eti approach one and Miss Woman church out is my papa and suppose you be a fan then the picture say. I say, well, I don't know him. It's my friend Michael Manabe verify say this is the gentleman that he dealt with. Eti that is how he even got out of the car. I know this gentleman. So we called him because the capital police want to say, yeah, no, we are not interested because quite clearly then it's as if you are in possession of items that have been reported to have been taken unlawfully.
Yeah.
So we wanted to show the police that look, we don't have anything to do. That's very genuine and honest transaction that we had done in law. We wanted to establish that we were bona fide purchasers for value for the property that we are taken. So not just say na ye nim ehun keka ho bia na in law no that can say it can destroy the bad title na ipakonde amount that those are the things we wanted to establish. So your friend Amponsano US and he had put it on my live on loudspeaker. He was a bit surprised about what was happening because originally your friend no catch and say vehicle no yet stolen no fees or movie our America no catch and say that they even have the title certificate in the US. Eti onona some more kind and say omu relative been a toy and or she bought the bar down. What buy no Dominic Afu we na contact in the clear It's your quota of US by quota munch and the car no man no car say or pesoto. It's on any sister. Or yet Dominica for petition away no. Sebio no mote. It's me I know the mechanical. I don't know whether the sale to Sarkodie and Nusikan na ye wagadri bibe mo no de mean to minka. But we demonstrated to the police at the police station. Say it seems as if the sale was done well, but then some problem with the money.
I see.
And somewhere he was not invited. We went there as a normal process, trying to take our property. It say we na okay, says but one face na so really
but lawyer me pesa me TBB as you enkrata na womode ma Sarkodie and why dine was so Dominica for na papa no Ishmael Amponsa no dine was.
Well, it's, you see, I think the name on the payment, the ones that paid this thing is Dominic Affle, he paid. But then I mentioned earlier, I say, as for sale or transfer of vehicles, will be quite important, but a different name on the consignee in terms of the bill of lading.
Yeah.
But we know be now clear. Yeah. Now with the letter, he goes to do the transfer. So sometimes the relevance, the deeper and the also is not too relevant. The important thing is whether the person who is holding the documents has got the title certificate to the car, and that is the ownership. And not actually ownership. Now no crowd we say title certificate to America and will be ship man and the Paco CPN will be clear and also different. It will be payments in terms of sales payments, different name also. So you got to really track down and find out the entire transaction, who really is the owner of the vehicle. But yeah, no, as far as Michael is concerned, the person who gave him the car seemed to be in possession of all the title documents. And there didn't seem to be anything fishy on the surface of it. I bet you say, we know one now you'll be there because, as the man has confirmed and has been confirmed in the petition, the name on the payment, Dominic Affle, and he was the brother-in-law of this guy who was living with them. Oh, they mentioned.
Yeah.
And then the sister also on it. It is possible, and the men know by address. It's possible to say Wagadri Biabam, but on the surface, for the one who is purchasing, you wouldn't really think that there's anything dodgy going on.
Okay. So first of all, say metiasie na tie from so betiasie because one here no be akano senior ensem no beto dwa enye say bia sa stolen car CBA obi timi wia car wa brochire na wa ba beto amobi no ba we dey bia mfan say ebusua ebi na ebi o maton car ma Sarkodie but ntiasie bi na nya adwuma na
thank you and one wakan in fact your concepts no say ka say police what tag wa bibi sa say Interpol tagging and I say domestic. There's a distinction. We a lawyer, we law. When we say Interpol tagging, and no need the okay. You are cast wabruchi. In fact, recently, me say me madam for the student and ask why he runs out some simple. I don't know how true it is though about purchasing a stolen car. It happens to all of us. And I've defended a lot of people who have gotten to that situation in my practice. And no can say you could and this classic stolen car situation. But when it seems and be a man on the Pacono call report here. In fact, he called it a petition on one case the other corporate of one case or report of a stolen vehicle. It's in church no correct.
Na mbatonti car no sisi ya wife.
Oh, DVL steps I want to see. They wanted to take it to their paper. I think there was a little fault with it. So DVL focus on some parking. But yeah, from the side of my client and my young brother-in-law, the truth is that he is no longer interested in the transaction. Wakachre Papa. If I understand, he has even put a statement on his Facebook. For the statement that was confirming that he's sad about what has happened and that his brother-in-law is. I don't want to repeat them here, but if you tag his Facebook account, you'll be able to see why I trust it to actually. Now, well, we will have the family members give their own statement, and later they can. But for family issues, why I agree. Say obichie scan to chairman with the interest that I actually won for some
Emremu so no saying na ewie because police for to no safre no emo akọ enti mremu no does it mean say okay well munko siesie mu asem ana saying
well I mean in reality my correctly woman to safre any call
Okay.
And say, after getting the facts from it, they cautioned that they were investigating a matter of dishonest receiving. They did say those, but you see, you can quote any criminal offense and do investigations under. But you must establish the facts. It is obvious that after what we have said, the police realize that there's nothing dishonest. It seems open. So they're just waiting. Apparently, the Nipakobe petition Dominica for Brazil. This is what we have been told. In November, Michael himself is traveling. He's going on a European tour. So Nipakobe, I'm here. So anything, we will follow it up, and we want the family members to come and give their statement, and then the police will decide whether there's anything. There's obviously nothing criminal about what has happened. Rather, the police themselves are realizing, yeah, Omanya careful, Sarkodie is going to lose because and a 30,000 also, I could check them. And they don't want that. So clearly, we need to recover that amount of money, and then, because we can also make a charge of fraud against this gentleman. But we will not do that because it seems as if he was not fraudulent. Since he has agreed to pay, I think once we retrieve our money, that will resolve the matter.
Okay. Na meja mo ako but we dey me sure wo mre kakra bi ananka wo fam ye na ye no di nkomo bi because asem we dey memusa akra ananka me ye banku.
No, I knew you could continue.
Say
yeah, you're a good journalist.
One more woman nim ball pa ni woman nim lawyer Moses Foa Amoaning nim say ba ye sports hu nsem a eno nso udi mu akwetene papa. Empacho nia ekoso wo FIFA mu a enra aba beto dwa se FIFA wo ma suspend yo mpanyimfo be ye miensa yes Blatter vice president Michel Platini Jerome Vaka Sisiano omode CAF president so onko acting no mpacho eno no yanyu agin check akra ho ne ekoso FIFA mu yi uhuni sen
akwasi emede pa se wo na wabusa sa akwasi ma menchire mu kakra commission's report no ba ye ye me won say nchofo no na GF nsam kiti kakra ye kan eno no mo highlight ya na they say you being a good broadcast journalist won yes sports journalist but won na ubisa sa question I will refer you to our report page 152 sa FIFA nsam ya America for ejine ho yo mu chase even before the Americans went chasing said Blatter and using their rights under international law. Your report, we have, in fact, there's a separate 152 Ghana's relationship with FIFA and CAF. Basically, the year assassin no better because before a certain commission, FIFA beba Ghana commission, and so you nan pinting and a buying at this year no buy. Yes, share your Jumasia and Pants and so for be credit the attempt can't MP by so. Yes, share your fair day, you inaugurate here, and a year before 7 years later, FIFA 48, and some do want to me investigate because they are called football matters. And during the course of our, so these issues came up. And we addressed it thoroughly. We were from page 152 up to 159. Now, I'm just summarizing the legal principles. First of all, we established the principle, say, there were two sets of international bodies run sports. International sporting organizations, acronym ISO, International Sporting Organization, and a domestic sports organization, DSOs. Domestic, GFA, Ghana Boxing Authority, Ghana Athletic Association, on domestic. International, it's a FIFA, CAF, whatever. Now, all these international sporting bodies, the truth of the matter is a good year. It is an incidence of sovereignty of a state. That is, on my friend of Ghana, in international law, so it's a may take a bit of your time, but me educating.
Oh, no,
who say, Sansimunia will report to me, business identity and a Ghana for Sebio, America for the Omukano, Bianiaji, Namuanka Samunko for a year report entity. Namia, Madame, for chairman of GFSA, you do. What am I mean? You see, we established the legal basis for sports and the rights of states to organize sports. It's a good, it is an incidence of sovereignty. You can't sovereignty. Ghana, the state of Ghana, are there a state party in international law? No, fourfold. You were defined territories. 2, you were Omanu population. 3, you were governance institutions, and we control our own destiny here. That is what makes us a sovereign state. Now, we are saying that sports are good, it is an incidence of sovereignty. It's not say, started FIFA. In fact, football history, you started ball Ghana in 1903 as a swat and your former Western region, Cape Coast area. Now, FIFA no yet in 1930. And you cannot say idea or mine no a right to control in terms of a good or be better na baby what I say I will take it from you. No, you can't do it. In fact, the only legal basis on which a country can cede sovereign, a part of its sovereign rights in respect of control of sports is by treaty or by consensus. Just or not the nipe. So one fan in San Sheklatasi and say San Semuya a fat me mama in Woodie, but the amount say Munya. They say, let's say Ghana joins the IMF by treaty, we are part, so there are certain obligations that we have to fulfill. United Nations treaty, we are part of it, we are signing. There no crown was signing, it is a parliament and they ratify it alone. So we have settled this legal principle, say, in international law, there is no international sporting body and able to me free Ghana for. Okay. So we even question that so-called Article 13 now. And my FIFA forecast would you for football in some way, then you are a third party. But now, as far as we are concerned, it is a legal joke. There is no way anybody can sit anywhere and say, oh, to me, so we would for Bano. It's a lie. And no. And America for expose now you can see how they are struggling. So Article 13 away. Switzerland. Once the Swiss authorities said they were investigating the criminal management of what? FIFA, which is a registered legal entity under Swiss law. And to obey to me in Kase, say BBC or GFA, let's say Ghana Boxing Authority, the authorities in this country cannot investigate. It is not true. It is a legal fiction and a legal falsehood. No be into. Now, as I said, Nina a warrior reporting. And in order to hear say, and somewhere there's a reason why international sporting bodies over time, can say, Amanyofono, a good demo. Remember one example. You see, in 1976, Olympic Games, it was boycotted by the Russian bloc. It boycotted it because they felt America for that one move for it and no move. And the Americans retaliated in 1980. Moscow. International sporting fraternity decided Amanyofono, for a good deal, almost so, and since sports brings unity, yenye emrebia, and I yen to say, we are Amanyofua, would you watch him, but you see, over time, understanding and Tiasia Bayen, say Amanyofono, Ibediana sports was to the extent to say, Omanya to me, would do abroad, to me 57, Monica Kosoka, to say any. I'm saying that there was an overextension of this desire to draw a line between, the right of international sporting organizations to organize sports independent of, infiltration of politicians. And can't worry your recommendations. You must say, if they here say, because of FIFA and some 2018 World Cup 2002 and some by any FIFA katasu almost katakatasoa investigations almost inaugurated and almost action CAF and some P because America in our report and nunti your recommendation back me say in the light of the matter said about, the Commission recommends as follows. 1. The setting up of a Presidential Technical Committee under the Ministry of Youth and Sports with the undermentioned terms and reference. 1. Undertake a comprehensive review of the international legal framework governing the operations of international sporting organizations and their relationship with nation states. So, the idea can say, Esan says, Sansami Ayabasa, Yen cry at the Krabashim, you and crying who the Ombayano. Yes, so just say Ghana, Zabio Nyansa, and you could for the first time, we want to initiate from Ghana, say Ghana by and set up committee under the Ministry of Youth and Sport with the terms of reference. Say, Esan said, the Kono and unity, and the rules are undefined. Now, the relationship between international sporting organizations, to say FIFA, CAF, international athletic organization, yen fam running into form cool, no be who baby ojina. Then 3, prepare a draft international convention or charter for the benefit of governments, which shall canvass for the adoption of same within the African Union and the United Nations system. They are trying to say, for the first time, let us have a United Nations charter for international sporting organizations. I bet you what sort of relationship exist, which organizations will qualify to be certified as international sporting organizations, the level of accountability, discipline, governance, into a rogue international sporting organization, will be a few. After all, when FIFA says they have banned somebody, Africa, now African football countries can say any of our ban, what the blatter enforce your ban. Nigeria for the any Ghana for Bebo, my ban or number Togo, Africa, Yaka, Beba, said blatter or Obetuja Police Waba. He can't do it, which means they don't have the powers of enforcement. Oh, dear mission. It was only out of consensus, legal consensus, and nunti. And now, Ghana, a commission, the suggestion we have made is that Ghana should form a committee, their terms of reference, come out with a framework and canvas for a United Nations Charter on international sporting relations. Now, we also ask for the establishment of a United Nations association or United Nations agency for sports. We have done a fantastic job, and if we are able to follow through, so in answer to your question, we anticipated, I was not surprised because we anticipated it. 2, we established the legal basis to throw out all the sort of falsehood. 3, we gave suggestions as to how to systematically address the issue, not only in our domestic legal system, but also subcontinent, ECOWAS, continental, that is AU, and then the United Nations. That is how detailed we were in this report. But and someone might catch you, what to say, any of the radio stations are discussing the same way. They have not done it. If I'm they have not even talked about some of these issues. Maybe he has, but I've not. Kwaku is very intelligent. I suppose he probably has. FIFA particular comments here, I'm making, I'm analyzing, and way. Well, I'm not too sure, but I'm saying that these are some of the many good things in the report. Simply put, near him says, answer me, 2, near him say America for winning so. Now, Pimpima, Swiss for no come, the Blatter, Omeson come. In fact, I'm resigning, and I'm on Frontiers, and I'm Johnson Master. Said Blatter, a lawyer, he's away. Omakachi and Samasa, one quiet, and little lawyer guys are resigning. And over time, we have been proven to be right. Because FIFA, I'm repeating it, it is a legal entity registered under Swiss law. So the Swiss authorities have the powers to investigate them. And this answer no one can say, my beba no nay would rather somebody will somebody dada doing. And Africa for yana now omudi run. Now yen commission we were not deceived because near the baby Nancy.
I see. So near CCC and officer ebema ebeshia mu report mu kana sa article 13 na football people for omudi hwehura na ontimi mfa hu for him. Mukramu recommendations and no I say yatna so ayemfa nya adwuma ni abasisi ano eyade a wo gidie se bia ebetimi ama no kra no amanfo so ni akoso ana
me no ya agene because enu bi na yenya ho kwan a yedi ho nkomai na ebie amanfo ani isa ze me nyine se obi ana wanya kwan akan report no oh they make and into details. Now I'm happy to say this your platform has given me the opportunity to analyze the situation and to explain what we had in the report. But my white paper no na we no bi keka ho eti ye be say aban tu anamo e be magana ye ho abanum because for the first time we'll be initiating a process where so so that for the first time, an African country will initiate a process for setting up an international legal framework for guiding international sporting bodies. It's we a FIFA now we to choose now per se will be on no moment. We will declare you as a rogue international. You see now FIFA no, as I said they were just popo. They really didn't have any legal, but because of yenya pest personality and now let me give you one example of how fraudulent the whole thing has become. FIFA, for when they are hosting their tournament, none of these international sporting bodies, including the International Olympic Committee, they don't have the capacity to hold their own so-called flagship tournaments. I'm friend of World Cup. Sabio so will be now fees would be another tournament. And then host it also. FIFA they can't host their tournament. What they do is almost call among nation states. No man can say we have awarded you the rights. But who we are, then they ship off the profit. You see, for the World Cup tournament in Brazil, the Brazilian government spent about $13 billion. Now, there were a lot of demonstrations during the FIFA Confederation Cup. Yes, there were a lot of demonstrations in Brazil because almost spending could have spent on the poor. When they spend the $13 to $14 billion, in the end, FIFA shipped off $4 billion as profit. Now, check the money that they gave to those of us who participated. $8 million. No, but I mean, if this is not racketeering, I don't know what it is. It is worse. Because on my Ghana, and you spend your seeker, my teams in qualify. You qualify any Cup of Nations. In the past, they were not giving any winning a EBR. Even the television rights, this all could €2 million. Sport 5 before they give you the TV rights. Now, here you create a platform, or we, as a participating country, we also have to buy the right way. If it is not racketeering, what is racketeering? I see. We feel that it is time for an international strategy to address the issue. We have laid down the legal basis, and we hope that the government will take it up and push it. And yes, sir, we will lose the opportunity. Now, the Americans say, let our journalists highlight it. Don't let the BBC lead us. Because Mekai said the issue of ball boy, paper B or UK and the Daily Mail also, and the publishing, the Jawa Ghana. It's because me beside journalists. Are you Daily Mail? The journalists are they better than you? No, or ADT. They are not better than us. But you see, they are setting the agenda for us to follow. Trust me, BBC reporters. Some of us they are not where they are making Brazil. Some of them don't even qualify to be our students. I'm not lying because you know my Juma. We went to school with them. Don't let the international media bamboozle us. Yes, you have to be mindful. These days, there's a lot of internet, there's Facebook, a lot of interactive. Let us also set the agenda and let the international media follow us. And the young case, young commission, and same way, Omar Carter and the America for you, it is not new. Let us state it. Hello.
Yeah, but.
Yeah. I can't see my preacher.
Martin,
I can't see a better collection.
Obi Antonio collection. In fact, in come on, but I'm saying, yeah, now you have a
what do you say? As a lawyer or kind of crew. You do my say, Park was a mispa, if you be police headquarters now, and then an answer. Oh, yes. It's yeah, because the news is so no, it will neat. Yeah, because the news is to be beyond Queno, now program is to be Biacoso.
And the lawyer, where they would be more. Now I said, also, of course. but no, I'm friend here. You have forgiven her. Quickly, who's the Okan report? Where you ever born to Kakra? Okan report, and then report in and report recommendations. See, as a report, any recommendation there. I say, you mamma, you know, my bregu cow. Now, no Rwanda, Yansan, Susie can go play one fan, blast halfway.
First of all, there's a little technical problem that the government is struggling with. Although the constitution after 6 months, and the operation, I think that it was only adverse findings and the time not running. But the government has its own view. They want to wait when the time is up, they will activate. It's not that they are waiting. No, the two. Normal POY they have even even acted on them already. Uko Ministry of Youth and Sports is here. They've changed almost everybody from chief director down. I think about 4 or 5 months ago, they've changed everybody, and that was part of our recommendations.
Okay.
Even Sikaya Wusuamusuakoi, I think there was a bit of an error, and they have realized it, so they've corrected it. I don't think it will happen again. Maybe the ministry could have handled the PR better. I was saying, and then apologize and then move on. The only important thing I say. The year report, we set out a process how you can implement our recommendations. And to each recommendation, we tied it to an implementation agency. And it has even made any other timelines at all. So we have even made their work very easy. For example, when it comes to financial matters, we even suggest the of a certain committee when it comes to marketing. In fact, nobody has also spoken about it. But even for the marketing of our national teams, we engaged a consultant, our marketing strategy, and the reason was very simple. She cannot buy spend with Black Stars. Two, we don't have too much of it, and the needs are many. So let us expand the revenue base of the sponsorship for the Black Stars. And there's a beautiful analysis already done by the team as to how to get more sponsorship for the Black Stars, so that the government can free itself of some of its expenditure. National teams we recommended the setting up of a team to enforce the recommendations. There's another good thing. They say the government should fund the setting up one of a functional technical directorate for the Black Stars, for the Ghana Football Association. Can say almost a technical directorate. Your friend say. Nyameba, maybe a feeling kakra. Ubisano, Obagajo said the office, he needs a lot of facilities. Uchiakente, Makanidi. We have asked that the government should fund the technical directorate so that they can operate well. 2, we should fund also a brand of football for this country. Your friends say Barcelona is a tiki-taka. Tiki-taka, akwesi. And only abroad soccer you.
Yeah.
Abroad soccer. I was born way before Barcelona started. But you see, because we have not branded what we've had, nobody knows about it. And let the technical committee produce a reporter, setting out the technical, tactical, and even the physiological framework for a brand of football in Ghana. And also, Yakase abandoned by the and shame. Now, as I said, this is in our report. So, Madam Fukuzian to say it's a joke. We some the dead way. I think the FA should push it, and the ministry should enforce it. And they are setting up a committee that should resolve this matter. The other company said when it has to do with the football association, there's supposed to be a 4-man committee, 2 from the ministry, 2 from the FA, to implement matters to do with the FA. And that if there are even some statutory matters, change almost statutes now, the FA should push it through their own system. I mean, so you cannot say that there's any which, and we have not tried to force anything down the throat of the football association. But no quite that one get it to us. So I don't think we can say that our work, could have it. Time no best. Now, the womb, I question say. In our report, we set up what we call a commission review colloquium. I just said 1 year after we have submitted our report, stakeholders in your this year. And somewhere you can't,